Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hope you have a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to talk about our step process in order for us to purchase our principal place of home when we are going to live in Sydney.
Yeah,
So,
bye Sydney.
It'll take a while for us to, I guess, go through the whole entire emotional, journey.
Yeah, it's been like 10 years.
Yeah. So give you guys an understanding, we're currently living in Sydney from the day that our kids were born.
Yep.
I guess not just that, when we met, we actually live in Sydney.
Yeah, first I came, I just Sydney all the time and very close to the city.
Yep.
Originally, I'm from Hong Kong, so it is just convenient. I like the convenience. When I first came to Australia, it's like very laid back. That's all I can say.
So, and at the current stage, at a certain point, we decided, I decided to go, hey, no, as a family, we should really move out of Sydney because we don't really need to live in a big city.
No, and currently for our job situation, and I can do it remotely. I don't have to go to the office. I can work from home 100%. And I even told the employer that I'm looking to move out of Sydney, and they are 100% supporting. And as for your job, they're okay. Quite okay with it.
At the
as
current
well.
stage, like I've already given them a heads up that there will be at a certain point I will be moving out of Sydney. If there isn't any role that I can see myself in this company, then I might consider leaving. But it turned out to be that they are going to create a role for me or so, where I can do remotely or so. So, which is good news.
And I think, nowadays a lot of people doing remotely, and then you don't have to be in the office. Just at first, I didn't want to move out of Sydney. I don't like moving. I like convenience.
Yep.
Supermarket just down there. But then how often do we go supermarket? 2 times a week.
Yeah.
We don't go there often. And we just having kids, we feel like more spaces. But another reason is we live in an apartment. The value of it, you can't really appreciate as fast as the house.
Yep.
So what we're looking at is to buy a house with the land is the land that we want to appreciate in value in the future. So that's another investment, retirement strategy we're trying to use as well. Yes, location maybe not as good as Sydney. A lot of people mention about school, how about university, but kids, they have to stick with us. So if we look for some location that at least they have access to university in the future, I'm sure we can make it.
Yeah. So we went through the whole entire process, and it was emotional, I guess, for both of us. It takes a lot of stress as well.
Yeah.
But after a while, we're realizing, guys, okay, then so we set on 2 different locations. One of them would be in Central Coast, and the other one would be in
Newcastle.
Yeah.
So the process,
Yeah, go on.
The process, we will stay in here first, but now is March, end of March. Our plan is to move maybe in December. Because
at the end of the school.
End of the year, because we'll have more time. We don't have to drop them at school and all the stuff. But the problem will be money. Money is always the problem. So what are we going to do?
Okay, so in order for us to able to purchase the property without having a mortgage, we kind of have to sell our investment property. So, and we have to sell this property in a sense, because we don't see us actually looking at to stay here and maybe even stay here in any future.
What
like
do you
in the future, I don't see ourselves going back to here to live in.
No.
And instead of us getting a mortgage, that's what we're doing. We gotta sell 2 property in order to get 1.
Yeah.
So,
and today it is the first day. So we have 1 property in Queensland that's paid off. It's investment property. It's the first time agent. We contact the agent to sell it on behalf of us, and then is the open day for today. I don't know.
The first
open day.
Yep.
And then don't know how is it going to be going. But then once we sold the property, so she put the price around 465,000.
We're looking at banking at about 450, let's say.
And then pay her fee, pay all other fee. But that's a lot of fee when you purchase and selling a property. And I don't understand how people can flip it. It makes so much. I don't know. They must put a lot of effort, time, and value in there in order to flip it and make the money.
Yeah, renovation is not our strategy. We're the buy and hold type of strategy where we hold it. Which this property is supposed to be a long-term hold, let's say, a forever tenant property.
Yeah.
However, circumstances change, and we kind of have to need to liquidate that.
Correct. So one day I was looking at, okay, once that property is sold, where can we put the money?
So we look at it as well, like, okay then, so in the beginning, if you are paying a mortgage on this property, we probably would not be able to survive. Well, you're not really making money because a portion of that income is going towards your mortgage repayment, let's say. So in a sense, some investment property, it's actually a forced saving habit. So it forces you to save up because every money...
You have to pay the bank.
Every money that you put in, it goes towards the mortgage repayment, but when you sell, that's when you get your money back in a sense. So
you force you to sell, and then with the hope of appreciate of that property. But I don't know how to do calculation. It seems too complicated, and I don't know, because once you hold, even though we pay off that property, so that I was one day just aha moment. Why? So we purchased that property $280,000 back in 8 years ago. Now can be sold for $450. We're very grateful for that because appreciation.
It nearly doubled.
But how much interest we have paid for?
Correct.
How much maintenance we paid for? What about the council, the water, the insurance,
the admin?
Yes, the agent fee. So the number now, what we have the tenant. She's paying $390 per week before anything else. So $390, and then you're gonna minus the agent fee. So sometimes agents send us $350 after the agent fee. So after the $350, we still have to pay insurance. We pay water, council, mainly all this, and then
the admin costs of holding the property is another $100 per week on an average.
I'll be okay. 100 normally apartment because you pay strata. This one maybe $50. So make it simple. We'll get 300 per week. But
and then there's going to be a wear and tear. Like for example, we had to paint the property.
We did fix the hall or something. There's another $1,000. Change the mold, another $1,000. Fix the toilet, $6,000. I don't know how much thousand we have put it in the property. Anyway, so I was doing calculation once it's sold. Okay, long story about the expenses. And once it's sold, where can we park the money?
Let's assume that we're going to have roughly about $400,000 or so. So we're looking at, okay, then what can we do in terms of this? So at the current stage, like if we were to just put it in a normal banking account, like normal saving account in a sense, we're probably not going to receive a lot of
I think maybe 1 or 2% that they are paying. But then I was looking into, okay, what about Ubank that I'm using? They have a cap of $250,000. And then we're thinking, okay, maybe we can split. You have one account, I have one account, because the interest is 4.35 per month now, and there's no restriction. You can take out the money anytime. I was looking at long-term deposit as well for 6 months to 12 months. I think they're paying similar.
A little bit, maybe a little bit higher also, but you have to lock in.
The restriction that I don't want it. And once you lock it in, if you need the money, you stuck there. So I was trying, So for us, we're looking at easy access with a high interest account. So because we don't know when, with us, we don't want to go over, I guess, collateral, like cross collateral, as in we don't want to look for a property right now, put a small amount of deposit, and what if we can't get the finance? Because we don't want to buy a property on a finance. We don't want to get a mortgage in a sense. So we'll wait until this one's the investment property is sold, then receive the money, and then while we're holding on the money, where can we do it with a high interest rate? We're not looking to put it in ETF because the market volatile, and once you buy and sell, you're going to pay quite a lot of capital gain tax because you hold it in a short period of time. So the only thing I can think of is online saving account, 4.35. Let's assume it's $400,000. 4.35%. Then we will get $17,000.
If you don't buy, and you just put it in there.
And then which is divided by 52 weeks. 334
per week.
So why,
is it better off? And then
that was my, why am I investing in property?
our aha moment is like, okay, then we're generating about the same amount of money, about the
Cash
cash flow.
Yeah.
But the only downside is that we don't have capital gain.
Correct. That's
So-
the capital gain.
Yeah. So I guess when you invest on property, you get a capital gain, and then let's say the market goes up in terms
Yeah.
of the rental appraisal.
Yeah.
So that means every
Slowly
12
will
months,
go up.
it will
Yeah.
go up. So,
But it's just all these expenses also unforeseen. You don't know.
Yeah.
And you don't know the tenant. What if they have a big damage on your property?
Yeah.
Then your
So that goes
expenses.
down.
I know about tax. I know you can claim tax, but we're not looking in the tax purposes.
we're looking at just in the cash flow purposes.
Yeah.
So let's say if it's $400,000 on a property, you're getting roughly about $350, $400 per week rental.
Yep.
Yeah, $400,000, 400 rental.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it's in a good,
If it's on a good
location
yeah.
or yield.
If it's a rental
Yep.
over the year, no damage, no problem at all, that would be $400,000, 400 rental per week.
before, like as rent, but then
Yeah, that's just
after,
an income.
Yep,
That's
correct.
just an income. Let's say minus an expenses of $100 a week, so you get about $300 per week. Yeah. Versus if you just put it on a high interest rate saving account, $400,000, you get what was it? $350 per week with a, I guess, government guarantee.
Yep.
Nothing will happen to that
money.
if you're put it in a bank account with a maximum of $250,000.
Yeah. So well, even we
So-
receive the interest and we just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Right? Why not?
And it's a less headache in that aspect of it because it's so boring. It's so simple.
Yeah, it's low. Yeah, it's boring. Yes.
But at the same time, it sort of achieved the same result.
Yes.
$400,000, 400 rent, $100, I guess admin cost, $300 per week.
Less headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then we thought about it. Is it us or is it really that simple?
I don't know.
We're gonna
I don't
test
know.
it out.
I feel like these days there are so many people trying to sell you different strategies, make it quite complicated.
Yeah.
And make it okay. In ideal world, yes, it works, but in the process, is a lot of hurdles.
Yeah.
This is just back to basic, very simple method of
And
getting
very
getting not rich, not wealthy. Is just getting some extra money on the side.
And this is boring, simple, less headache.
Yeah, it's the headache.
Yeah.
You know, well, sometimes we just have too much headache and we argue. That's the problem.
And then sometimes it gives me anxiety because let's say,
Yeah.
for example, the property manager is not active. So let's say the tenant requesting any repair, the property manager is not active, the tenant actually contacting me directly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why
That's
isn't that
more
being
more
brought
more,
forward to
more
us?
hassles.
Yeah. And because we have the property, I guess, managed remotely, let's say, because it's not within like an hour distance from where we live. So we rely on a good property manager to do it.
Correct.
So we chose the wrong one in a sense. But then again,
Yeah, it
that's
was by
the headache.
default.
But
that time.
the default of, and I wasn't being proactive enough to actually change from one property manager to another. So there's that aspect of it. And then I'm looking at it, wow, it's that simple.
Yeah, you actually can achieve similar end goal.
Yeah, on high interest saving account.
Yeah.
And not putting it in the
Whoa,
market, not
yeah.
putting like just something very dull, very
Yeah.
small, I guess interest income. Let's say this is probably one of the slowest.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you any dividends, but it gives you an interest income.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No, it's just what have we been doing all these years?
We thought about this like when we were like
On the train.
on a train on the way.
I was doing some calculation. What?
So it's kind of interesting. Like most people, push on the property side. Hey, buy property. You know, it's gonna be good for your retirement and it's gonna be good for your investment because of this that.
Because of they make money from you by purchasing property. Everyone happy. Agents happy. Agent of course will push you to sell, push you to buy. Government got stamp duty. Government again get capital gain tax from you. Inspection, solicitor.
Yep.
Who else? A lot.
A lot of people, dip in a little bit based on
Just
on
property.
On the property. You create more jobs for
Yes,
other people.
correct.
Let's
I'm
say
sorry,
repair.
government.
The handyman,
repair.
let's say, or not the plumbing,
The
and then
painter.
the painter. What else? The bathroom renovation guys.
Just anything you
So-
can think of related to property. But then if we put it in a saving account, bank.
That's about it.
Yeah. Property. Even you borrow money, get a loan, the bank make a lot of money too.
I understand that some people don't like putting money in the bank because effectively they can use that money to actually leverage it again, to sell it on a credit card, or to sell it to another investment property or so. That's what they do. As a bank, how they make the money in a sense, or sell it as an insurance package thing. But for us, we're looking at, okay, then what is the laziest way? And it turned out to be just high interest saving account.
I know, or maybe nowadays interest rate is going back up. That's why it is doable.
At the same time, this is only a temporary measure until we actually
found the property. So once we got this money, we're thinking we may rent somewhere first, or we will see if the seller of the property would up for rent to buy. For let's say 6 months. So we'll purchase it, but we'll have a delay settlement. We'll rent it first, but in 6 months we're going to purchase it till the apartment we're living in are settled.
There you go. So there's a different way. I guess stay tuned as our journey as we go move to a new location.
I know. That's
just an update for us guys in terms of wow factor.
Where the money goes.
If you like this type of this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, comment.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.